Greetings and salutations, this is Frederick John. Today we're going to be taking a look at lambdas, also known as anonymous functions. What is an anonymous function? It starts out with the letters Fn. This is like telling Elixir, I'm creating a function. Next come the inputs, also known as the arguments. The right arrow precedes the function body. It could also be read as yields. After that comes the output, which is the logic of the function. Finally, the function ends with the word end. Anonymous functions will help you write more readable, succinct, and elegant code, which I think we all know writing elegant code is very popular with the ladies. Actually, hold on. Sorry about that, had to make an edit. Didn't want anyone to feel left out. As we went over before, you can create an anonymous function in 3 simple steps. Here you see the syntax. Fn input yields some type of logic, which is going to be the output, end. Here's an example. In the variable times, we're going to store a function that takes 2 inputs, number 1, number 2. This will yield the output being number 1 times number 2. End. The English equivalent, in the variable times, I want to create a function that takes 2 inputs. Then I want the output to be those 2 numbers multiplied together. Thank you, Elixir compiler. Here's an example of us using our new function that we've created. Times, and then a dot. You use a dot when calling anonymous functions, passing in the 2 inputs, 2 and 3. The result is 6. You can also pattern match on the inputs. In the event we know our input is going to be a 2-element tuple, but we don't know which tuple we're going to receive. If an operation is successful, we'll receive OK data. If it fails, we'll receive error and then the reason. We can pattern match based on the input. Here we're saying that if we receive a 2-element tuple and the first element is OK, then we want to print out the data. If, however, the first element is error, then print out a message with the reason for the error. Anonymous functions also come with a shorthand syntax. This and sign is the equivalent of having fn. It's a function declaration. The and sign 1 refers to the first argument that's passed into the function. What this syntax is saying is we're creating an anonymous function where the first argument passed in has 1 added to it. So if you see, when we call increment dot, remember you use a dot to call an anonymous function, pass in 6, it outputs 7, because whatever we pass into it is going to add 1. It's also known as the capture operator. We can also clean up the code with the capture operator. So here we have a private function called load, where it makes a call to another module called deck and the function new. It deals out 26 cards to the user randomly and 26 cards to the computer randomly. And essentially the cards look like this: value 6, suit, diamonds. But we want the cards to look like this: 6 diamonds. So we call the toTuple function. Now, toTuple doesn't exist in the Elixir standard library. It only exists within this module. It's defined right underneath it, toTuple. The way we pass in the anonymous function is we just capture the name and then you provide the arity. And in this way, we could extract out this toTuple into its own function rather than using an anonymous function here. Giving an anonymous function a name and then passing in the inputs is an easy way to understand the examples. However, pretty often you'll find you maybe just need to write an anonymous function. An example of that is in the enum module. For example, map, they take in a collection and then they perform the function on that collection. If we wanted to get the squares from numbers 1 to 10, we can do that like this: enum map our collection, the range 1 to 10, and then an anonymous function. anonymous function x, which is for every value in this range, yields x times x, multiplied by itself. So the output is the squares, 1 to 10. That about does it for anonymous functions in Elixir. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And quick side note, I'm going to be posting more videos. I'm going to be keeping them short, around 5 minutes like this video was, and then just start posting videos more frequently. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, keep coding.